Welcome back. My name is Rebecca Hintzman, and I am a professional trainer and behaviorist. And this is day 2 with Lucky Momma, who is an American Bulldog from Sandy Paws Rescue. She is about 2 years old and she is deaf. And we are working today on getting to know how she is with other dogs. And we're also working on some of her resource guarding issues, as we have been told that once she attaches to a person, she doesn't really like to share that person. So my introduction today was primarily on using the vibration collar to see how she responds to the vibration collar and to see if she is paying attention. I decided to add a little bit of play with the tennis ball because she really does like playing with the tennis ball, just to kind of spark her interest a little bit and get her a little bit more focused on me before we got her involved with other dogs. She does have a playful side, and she also does have a lazy side. So she plays a little bit and then she's done. Seeing as Lucky Momma primarily wanted to stay by me because I have treats and I give her attention, I decided to play a little game where I actually encourage her to go away from me by going towards a treat, to where then when she is away from me, I could use the vibration collar to alert her and then have her come back to me. She did this a couple times and did pretty well and was getting into the groove. So that was a very good introduction to a little bit of recall and the vibrating collar, so that when she felt the vibration, it means that she needs to pay attention and come back. Being the stubborn bulldog that she is, when she decided that she didn't want to run after the treats anymore, I showed her where the treats were, had her eat the treat, and then went back a little ways to then alert her and have her come to me. After she had had some one-on-one time with me in the training center and my other 2 dogs were actually in a kennel off in the corner, I then decided to bring her out into the outside area to hang out with my 2. Now, she has a basket muzzle on so that she does not do anything incorrect, and I actually have a basket muzzle on Romeo, my male, only because he gets sensitive sometimes towards new dogs. Juliet, my female, does not have a muzzle on because she really is not reactive in any way, and I figured if Lucky Momma can deal with 2 crazy Weimaraners, then we should be in good shape. After about 5 minutes, I decided to take the muzzle off of Lucky Momma because she was showing good displays of excitement and playful posturing. And Juliet is definitely a dog that loves to play, so I kept the muzzle on Romeo, my male, and took a chance to see how she would be without the muzzle on with my 2 now that she had actually been spending a little bit of time with them. As we started getting into the play a little bit more and we started going into a smaller area where it was just me and my 2 and her, I started to see some resource guarding behaviors come into play, primarily because we were in a smaller area. I sat down and watched how she starts to resource guard me with my dogs walking around me. She gets real close to me, monitors their distance. Once she's real close to me and they're close to me, bump, bump, and bam, right there. And second time, right there.
No.
I used the vibration collar at the exact time that she decided to headbutt one of my dogs as she felt they were getting too close, and then I used a finger in her face back and forth to say, no, that's not okay. Now, normally in this situation, when you have a dog that resource guards, you would never put yourself or them in a position where they have to constantly feel like they need to defend your space or their space. So I am trying to create some things to happen here because I do want to see how far she's going to take it, and I do want to see if she's going to listen to my corrections. Not literally, but in my viewpoint of corrections. After a little bit and we went into more of a calm state and Juliet is being weird, you can see that Lucky Mama is dealing with the space that she has to share with the other two dogs. I am reinforcing positive behavior with treats to give her while they are in a similar space, and I am trying to get her to go into a down position so that she can be more relaxed, which she does. Ultimately, in order to teach a dog to share space, you have to make sure that you are controlling and monitoring all dogs involved. So in this case, I have both of my dogs in a down position while I'm also having her in a down position, and I'm giving them each a treat by taking turns. First one, then the next one, then the third one, back to the first one again. They all have to learn to share space. I am correcting and monitoring like I mentioned, and I am reinforcing this behavior over the course of probably about 10 to 15 minutes. Most dogs that have resource guarding issues are situational learners, meaning that they have to learn to do this with many different dogs. Just because you establish it with one or two that you have at that current time does not mean that it's going to transfer to absolutely every dog. So even though I've spent all this time working with her and my two dogs, does not mean that she automatically is going to be okay with others.
Sit. Sit. Yes.
This is another area where she resource guards. Watch her face and how she starts looking at the dogs.
Hold on. This is good. No. No.
And it happened that fast. But again, she was not aggressive. She was just trying to say, stay away from
Come here.
my person and stay away from the treats. And because she was in a confined area, she felt that that's what she needed to do, even though my two dogs were literally just standing there doing nothing. Now, my two dogs did not take it personally, and to help reinforce a better behavior, I went back to what I was doing again, which was having them all sit and give them treats one at a time in more of an open area to try to help adjust her mindset to go back to thinking positively and less reactively. After this situation happened, she truthfully just wanted to get away from everyone and everything and hide, but I did not allow her to do that because I wanted to be able to reset her brain. So when you saw her scurrying back and forth and not really wanting to be there, I put my foot on the leash so that she had no choice but to deal with it, to work through it. I again chose to use my dogs in this circumstance for her first introduction because I trust my dogs and I know they're not going to do anything to her, and I continued to keep the muzzle off because what I saw was not aggressiveness but more reactivity for resource guarding, and warnings is really all she was doing. So at this point in time, I was not worried about aggressive acts. This is a good example of something called avoidance. Now, she was very much engaged, taking treats, and had a positive attitude. At this point, she has decided that she no longer wants to be part of the training exercise. She's not taking treats from me, and she's pretty much kind of tapped out of wanting to be engaged with everybody, which is perfectly fine. At that point, I decided just to give her some positive praise and try to end the session in a positive way so that she could look at everything in a way that would keep her moving forward. Same exercise as before, and as you can see, she pretty much is doing nothing, no type of resource guarding at all, just hanging out. So that is day 2. Good things were accomplished today. Stay tuned for more adventures of Lucky Mama at Rough Academy Real Life Dog Training.